Before I answer the three questions, I just wanted to pick up on 2 points that Tian raised earlier, which needs a response. First, he said the ISA was never used against communists. Well, the ISA was legislated in 1960. Precursor to it was the Emergency Ordinance, which was actually specifically designed to fight the communists. He says terrorists are not arrested under the ISA. Mas Lamat, who managed to escape from a Singapore jail, is a terrorist, and he was arrested under the ISA. Members of the Jemaah Islamiyah, not JIM, which Jeff Wee confused as an extremist organization, are arrested under the ISA. Al-Mauna, people who stole caches of weapons from a facility, armed facility in Perak, are terrorists. They were incarcerated under the ISA. So please don't tell me that terrorists are not incarcerated under the ISA. They are incarcerated under the ISA. I have no problems having this debate about amending the ISA, but don't go and tell me that the ISA has never been used against terrorists. It has, and it continues to be used against terrorists, and that's exactly what we want it to do. We want it to make sure that terrorists are not out on the streets first. Secondly, another motherhood statement, NEP creates politically linked entrepreneurs. Wow, I mean, yeah, I must admit that some politically linked entrepreneurs were created out of the NEP, but are you telling me that thousands and thousands upon thousands of Malay professionals who got a head start, who got a step up because of the NEP, became CEOs on merit today, are politically linked entrepreneurs, are politically linked professionals? It makes the NEP sound really, really dirty. As though everybody who benefited from this policy must be an UMNO lackey, must be an UMNO apologist, must be a card-carrying UMNO member, must be an SB guy. I mean, come on. You're talking about thousands of Malay professionals who got a head start and who are there because of merit. And I think that generalized statement is very misleading. And I'm not going to be clapped because of it. I'm not trying to get you guys to clap because it's possible. But the fact of the matter is that you can't mislead people like that. Yes, it has had its excesses. And yes, it has created cronies, if you like. But not every single person who benefited from the NEP is a crony. Now, getting back to the questions. First question, Kevin, unified racial political party. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea, and I would support, as you go to school this year, I would support if Barisan Nasional would start by opening up membership into Barisan Nasional. That means you don't have to go through UMNO, you don't have to go through MCA, you don't have to go through MIC. You can have a membership into Barisan Nasional. And if that constituency grows, then you realize that maybe that's the future. In the past, we had this thing called ADMO, Alliance Direct Membership Organization. It was very small. At that point in time, nobody wanted to be part of this Alliance Direct Membership Organization. So UMNO, MCA, MIC, Gerakan. The only people who went for ADMO were the Eurasians and like that. They didn't fit it anywhere else. But let's start with something different. Let's start with something different and say, let's have direct membership. And if it works, this is the future for Barisan Nasional. Second question, scholars who just came back from BTN were saying, Hidup Melayu, and etc., etc. Well, I mean, this is something that we have to deal with. I'm not saying that I represent the entirety of government Barisan Nasional UMNO. I'm saying that what I'm doing as UMNO youth leader is supporting the Prime Minister. If it requires us to change things, the way things are being done, BTN and all these other organizations, we must do it. We must do it. It's not an excuse for me to say, look, I'm doing this, I don't know what they're doing. We're going to do something about it. And we know that these things exist. So it's for us to do, it's our internal struggle to make sure that everyone is on the reform page with us. And third, Ahmad's point about our crew, I just want to, because Tian said, you should start with giving freedom to young people. I just want to let you know that when our crew was amended recently at the last parliamentary sitting, I was the only one from Barisan Nasional who stood up and said, I don't really agree with this provision that kids or university students can't be part of political parties. I said they should be able to be part of political parties. You know why? Because it's so explicit in universities anyway. If you go to local universities, if people say there's kongkongan, like Ken Chua said, the kongkongan in local university, you go for university elections and you know which side is pro-government, you know which side is pro-opposition, you know they're free to meet political parties. So I said to myself, why not? Why have two standards? Why do you allow Club UMNO in UK? Why do you allow Club MCA in UK? Why do you allow Club MIC in UK? But you don't allow UMNO, MCA and MIC to go into local universities. Why must you insult the local universities? Let there be open competition. I'm not scared. If Keadilan wants to come to the local university, I'll be there. I'll be there and I'll debate them.
because that's the freedom that we should give. So you can check the Hansard parliamentary record. I was on record saying that we should amend it all the way and get rid of that provision in ALCU which disallows you from being part of political parties. Thanks.
Time for one more question, the last guy.
Actually, most of my questions have been addressed already, so I'm just going to make this really, really short. You mentioned that the only people who... No, thank you. By the way, you just mentioned that the only people who want to join...
I will do to you and her after.
Thank you.
So anyways, I just want to mention that it's not only the young lion that wants to join Barisan Nasional without going through UMNO, MIC or MCA.
Then, those days.
Okay, but the concept of unified party is important because interracial marriages is happening in Malaysia now. Why should a child be forced to choose whether it's Malay, Chinese or Indian when the moment he's born? It's just not fair. Why don't we celebrate each part of our race as a product of interracial marriage? Personally, I don't see myself joining UMNO, MIC or MCA anytime soon because I want to be part of a party that celebrates unity, not a party that differentiates. Thank you.
With all the infighting and stunts that occur, do you think that Pakatan poses a politically mature alternative to Barisan Nasional's pandering to children? And on the one hand we have you, and on the other hand we have Nur Azam and the political mouthpiece of Putusan. So, with all the talk of consistency, I was just wondering what your thoughts were.
My party's in politics is let's try and see what we can do. Cheers, thank you. My name is Raja Ramullah. I'm studying I'm reading PPE, University of York. So it's a question about bipartisan politics, really. Because do you not think that Malaysian politicians are ready for bipartisan politics to move away from party lines and debate issues based on agenda-based politics rather than party-based politics? Do you not think that it's high time, it's no longer a debate between who's right, PN versus PAS versus DAP, but rather it's about issues? And do you not think that, do you think that politicians owe it to the party in order to toe lines when it comes to issues, or do they owe it to constituents who vote them in power, or do they owe it to their own informed judgment to make a decision on one issue? For example, Khalid Ibrahim, when he decided with the whole idea of the beer issue, do you not think that he's run afoul with the past chief, but do you not think that he owes it to himself to make an informed, rational decision in this sense? So you don't think that it's time for bipartisan politics in Malaysia? Thank you very much.
You're still setting up for a reason.
Just to see you guys answer the question.
Oh.
Studying law at King's College London. My question is, the topic for today was vision for Malaysia, and we've been told that the Prime Minister's vision is one Malaysia, a rather vague concept and similar to what DAP has said, Malaysia for Malaysians. What are the YB's interpretations of this statement, and are politicians really serious about this when you have HIDRAF, an NGO which is fighting only for Indian rights and not Malaysian rights, and are splitting into 2 or 3 political parties, MCA accusing DAP of betraying voters for allowing the past Malay to be Menteri Besar in Perak, and UMNO trying to form a Malay government when it's the leader of a multiracial coalition, and its mouthpiece Putusan with Bangkitlah Melayu. Thank you.
Okay, I think first of all, the issues, I'll take on the issues of Pakatan first. I think today the system is much more transparent, and Pakatan doesn't have the luxury to hide our infighting. We have no instrument, even as politicians, always want to hide. Whenever we have fight, including our own supporters, including people who want democratization, come and tell us that you better don't fight openly. Don't argue in the media. Do it behind closed door. the reason why we can't do it behind closed door, besides because our powers are much more equal among each other, also because we don't want to. If we started to do that, when we become to power, we're going to tell the reporter the same thing. Please don't report this, because this among ourselves will sort it out. We'll tell you the results. This is not the way to run politics. And I think to see the greater differences, whether it is between PAS or DAP or Keadilan, CAP, all these differences, it is natural. And we have to get used to it. And, but I'm saying that it doesn't mean that because we fight, we will break up. In fact, because we fight, we will stay together.